Hi, welcome to Shawnee Hills. Today I'm going to show you how I built the ultimate storage solution for my personal protection and survival items that can be hidden in plain sight in my SUV. I built this using a cheap hollow core interior door and automotive carpet. Stick around and you can see how I did it. The first step in this project was to make a cardboard template between the shelf and the floor of the escape. Now, unfortunately, I lost that footage, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. You make a cardboard template, trace it onto the door, and cut out that shape. The next step is to lay out all your items in a way that you find visually pleasing. You want to trace them out, being very careful to stay as close to the edges as possible. Then you take a router. I'm using a down cut spiral bit because it makes a very clean cut, and cut as close to those lines as you can. Now I'm using a low expansion door and window foam. This particular type of foam will completely cure in about 30 minutes or so, and it won't expand anymore after that, as opposed to some other foams that will just continue to expand throughout their lifetime, or at least for several months, and it can ruin your project down the road. So fill in all the gaps with foam. You can't have too much here because you're going to come back and trim it away later, so going a little overboard is okay. I gave it a couple hours to cure. Then you want to come back with a hacksaw blade, and I like to trim the top layer off first so you can really see your outline nice, because it's very important when you make your vertical cuts that they are perfectly perpendicular to the horizontal face. I also put a coat of black paint focusing mainly on the corners of the cutouts, so once I put the carpet on, if at the corners there were any places where the carpet didn't, the seams didn't come together just perfect, that the black paint would hide those gaps. Next, you want to use an adhesive. I like Super 77 by 3M. It works really good with carpet and wood. I've had really good luck with this in the past using it on things like speaker boxes. And so you put a good even coat on both surfaces, wait till they tack up, and then you'll just put them together. Next, you'll want to get a really sharp razor blade and go around and trim all the edges. After you get the outside edges, then you can come back and cut out all the inserts. When you cut the inserts, you want to make sure to not cut in the middle. You want to cut right on the edge and not overcut in any places, because you can then use these pieces that you cut out to drop right in the holes and be the bottom. And if you take your time and get it just right, it'll make your life a whole lot easier, make for a much nicer job. All that's left now before installation is to cut out the strips to do the edges between the bottom layer and the top layer. Now, lucky for me, my 4-foot level was the exact thickness of the hollow core door, so I used it to cut several strips of the carpet and then went ahead and pre-glued them. I then used those strips to fill in all the edges. For the most part, I paid attention to the outside corner. I wanted those to come together tight. If they weren't perfectly tight on the inside corner, the black paint would hide any gaps there, but the outside corner is always visible even when the pieces are physically in their spot. The most difficult part of installing it is actually getting it in the vehicle. There's some brackets there for the seats to lock into, but once you get it past that and up in there, it's just a matter of putting a few screws in, and now it's all finished up. If you like this video, please take the time to hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.